Oh, hey guys. Yeah, welcome to the backyard here. I'm just doing a little yearly maintenance on the air conditioning system here of our house. You can save yourself a lot of money by doing this stuff yourself. There's nothing really that hard about it. So I thought I'd go over the steps real quick in case you've never done this before and show you how I do it. First thing you're going to want to do anytime you're dealing with something like this HVAC system that has 220 volts of electricity running into it, you want to go into the house and shut off your breaker to this unit. Make sure that your breaker is shut off to this unit. Make sure that your thermostat is on the off position so that this fan doesn't cycle on while you have it off. You know, that could cut you or damage the condenser or damage your fingers, whatever. It wouldn't be good. I wouldn't imagine if that big fan came on while you had it up in the air. But after you turned off your breaker in the house, you can come around here and take these little, they're a 1/4 inch sheet metal screw that's ran into all the corners. Most of your air conditioners are going to be just like this, so go around with a 1/4 inch nut driver. That's the easiest way. You could use a drill and a driver, but I would be careful about that, especially putting them back in because they'll strip out easily. It's better to do it by hand. So we get around here to these back ones, and if you don't know, you should keep like plants and vegetation and stuff like that away from your condenser. And one of the things that it's hard to remember to do it, but when you're mowing with like a push mower or a rider, you don't want to blow it into the air conditioner condenser, into the side of it here. You want to blow away from it for one thing, but also it's a good idea to go ahead and go in the house and cycle your air conditioner off. That way, because the way this thing works, there's a fan in the top and it sucks air across this coil inside of here. So if you're mowing past it and it kicks up a bunch of dust and debris and grass, it'll suck right into the side of that, and then that'll reduce the efficiency of your air conditioner unit. So wouldn't want that. We want the thing to work as good as it was designed to work. So there's quite a few of these all the way around. You got to work with them, get them out, make sure they're all disconnected, and then let me set these down here so we don't lose them. I should be done with the nut driver. I think I've gotten them all out. Set my cleaner aside. So now we can simply wiggle this up. Careful not to damage the top of the coils here. You don't want to bang into those. So what I like to do, if there's enough wire, sometimes there is, sometimes there's not. Sometimes you can set it down beside the condenser here. Let's see if we can get away with it on this one. Yes. There's just enough on mine. There's just enough cable that I can set the fan down next to the unit here. And you can see what I was talking about. I set that over to the side and just gently leaned it up against the air conditioner condenser. So we're good there. We're going to look at the top of the coils. You can see here, this is the kind of stuff we're going to want to clean out. If you've got cottonwoods around, it's going to be a lot worse than this. Okay, so yeah, I didn't clean that out last year. This is 2 years worth. Really, you should do it every year. That's what they call for, once a year cleaning. And it just helps your air conditioner stay more efficient. Nothing inside of here will be hurt by getting wet, so don't worry about that. You don't want it running, obviously. That's why I said turn everything off. But yeah, you can just see how dirty that is. And what we're going to do is take some LA's Totally Awesome, some of the best, cheapest degreaser I've ever come across. I even did a video on it once if you want to know more about it, but it's really good. LA's Totally Awesome. And we're going to get in there with either a shop vac or just by hand, and we're going to pull all those leaves out of there, because you'll never get those leaves to blow through the fins there, and we want to clean that out and get that as clean as we can. We're also visually inspecting everything while we're in here, looking for, ripped up wires or evidence that maybe a mouse got in there and chewed on some wires. They will do that. Squirrels will also do that. So anytime you're in here, inspect things visually. That can go a long ways. We're going to look down in here. Right here is your capacitor. Oftentimes when a capacitor goes bad, it'll start swelling up like kind of like an old D-cell battery that's going bad or something. It'll swell up and expand. And when that happens, that's a good indication your capacitor is on the way out, or it probably is already out. So oftentimes you can do a visual inspection and find out what's wrong if you're having problems. But anyways, this video is about cleaning this air conditioner out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go get my shop vac I'm going to suck all those leaves out and pick up the big ones that I can't get out. So just vacuuming alone, that made quite a difference. Now we could stop there, but that wouldn't be doing a thorough job. So we're going to go ahead and hit this with some LA's Totally Awesome degreaser. Now they do make specific products that are designed for cleaning condenser coils. This unit's called a condenser. These are the coils. They make some special acid stuff. I'm not exactly sure what acid it is, but I've always had such good luck with LA's Totally Awesome. I haven't needed any of that stuff. Now we're going to let that awesome set on there for about 10 minutes, and then we'll come back after that degreaser's had a little time to activate and do its thing, and we'll come back and spray it off. But whenever I'm spraying it off, I'm trying to stay in line so that my spray is not going against the grain of the fins on this thing. Hopefully that makes sense to you. When you're looking at it up close, you'll be able to see the grain goes vertical on this particular unit. Sometimes it can go sideways, so don't let that throw you, but this one, it goes vertical. So if you were to come in at an angle and spray it like a 45-degree angle toward the fins, that would be bad. You could possibly flatten the fins. You don't want to do that. You want to spray directly into the thing from the inside and from the outside. I always start on the inside first because that makes logical sense to me. You know, you blow out as much of the junk as you can from the inside out first, and then you come back through, hit the outside, and then normally I go back in and do like 2 more final rinses. So I'm going to attempt to film some of this. You'll probably be able to see the flow and how it's working, and hopefully that'll give you guys a good, at least a good idea of how you can do this. It's not a hard job. You can do it. We're just taking a standard garden sprayer, nothing special. Wouldn't want to use a pressure washer on something like this because, again, these fins, they're made out of aluminum, so they can bend pretty easily. Okay, there we are, looking a lot better. So now all we have to do is put it all back together. Okay, only one last thing to do now. Make sure you've got all your screws back in, of course, but if you've got all those back in, and that is a little bit of a challenge because you'll miss one. I don't know if you caught that, but I didn't get that last one hooked in. I had to go back and undo that back one and then pull this up and get the little coil thing, little cage thing tucked inside of there so that you can get it lined up. Basically, the way to tell is if it's not sitting down flat and not going all the way back down like you think it should, that means one of these little things on the cage is sticking in there and stopping you more than likely. Or the wire, there's a little wire chase that the wire has to sit in, so make sure you don't cut those wires. But other than that, it's really a pretty easy job. Only last thing to do here is go in the house, turn the breaker back on, and we're going to make the air conditioner cycle just to, for one, knock the humidity down in the house, but for two, to make sure we didn't hurt anything, and also it'll blow out all the coils and blow the water out. So I'm gonna have to back the camera up for this. Well, let's see how we did. And that's how you clean out your air conditioner on your own. It'll save you quite a bit of money. I don't know, probably $75 to $100 you can save keeping your wallet, especially in these hard times. So guys, I highly recommend it. Do it, get it done. Hit the thumbs up on your way out if you don't mind. Until then, appreciate you tuning in. Stay cool.